First up, we have Cats and Dogs on Blu-ray from Warner Brothers. Now, Cats and Dogs is a perfectly fine movie. It's actually a lot of fun, and I think for slightly older kids than mine, it's very enjoyable. But I always wonder about kids' releases on Blu-ray because I don't feel like any kids watching are going to care about how great the picture and sound quality is, which both are fine on this Blu-ray. Nothing that'll blow you out of the water, but, you know, the picture quality is good, the colors are bright, the surround sound is pretty active. Obviously, the only real reason this was released on Blu-ray was to capitalize on the Cats and Dogs sequel, which showed up in theaters a few months back, about 9 years too late. And I don't know that that made any real difference in the sales of this disc because that movie didn't do so hot. In terms of special features, we do get a couple of good things. You get a commentary by the director, the producer, and the production designer. Again, that's aimed squarely at the adults. And then you get 5 featurettes, including a making of Cats and Dogs, teaching a new dog new tricks, Mr. Tinkle's audition tape, Dogs Rule, and Mr. Tinkle's speech. On top of that, you get some storyboard comparisons and some concept sketches. So again, mostly stuff that will appeal to adults there. Next up, we have Super Friends Season 1, Volume 2 from the DC Comics Classic Collection from Warner Brothers. Now, ostensibly, this is an adult's release because most people who are going to remember the Super Friends fondly are people my age who grew up watching it when they were kids in the 80s or the 70s. But since the target audience is definitely kids, I decided to throw it into this mix. And this is an 8-episode 2-disc collection of the classic Super Friends cartoon, you know, with the Hall of Justice and the great Ted Knight voiceovers and all that wonderful stuff. And they're a lot of fun to watch, if more than a little bit cheesy. Here's my only problem with the Super Friends DVD releases. On the back of the box it says, collect all the Super Friends series on DVD. Super Friends Season 1, Volume 1, the all-new Super Friends Hour, Challenge of the Super Friends, the world's greatest Super Friends, the legendary Superpowers show, and the Superpowers Team Galactic Guardians. Here's an idea. How about a box set, Warner Brothers? Because frankly, it gets really hard to keep track of all these different Super Friends releases and the when and the where and all of that stuff that they go in. Not that there's any real particular order to them, but it's hard enough to remember whether or not my collection is complete. And then every couple months there's a new Super Friends cartoon collection with a new name on it. So maybe put them all together into one big box or one volume 1 set. That's just my idea. Still a lot of fun if you're a Super Friends fan, and the young kids who are into superheroes, it's pretty tame stuff so they can safely watch these. Next, we have Under the Mountain with Sam Neill, which was a TV movie a while back. Now, apparently, this is based on a book, and apparently there was some sort of television show based on this book also. I'm not familiar with any of that stuff, so looking solely at the movie, it's good. It's not great. You know, I like this kind of genre stuff aimed at families. This movie certainly has a little bit of a Race to Witch Mountain vibe to it, with 2 telepathic twins and a mysterious guy helping them and some alien races. But the problem is that an hour and a half, it's kind of rushed. It seems like whatever was in the book, there's a lot more of it that's in the movie. Now, the film does feature special effects from the Weta Workshop, which is, of course, Peter Jackson's Academy Award-winning special creature and makeup effects shop, and so they look pretty good, especially for a TV movie. And the film is enjoyable. I just wish it had been a little more thorough, I guess is the word I'm looking for. Still, if you watched it on TV and you enjoyed it, the DVD does offer up a few extra features, including commentaries with the co-writer and the director and the other co-writer, and a making-of featurette as well. So there's a little extra bang for your buck there. Next we have Ben 10 Alien Force Volume 8. Ben 10 is a fun cartoon. It's got everything I would have loved when I was a kid. I'm a little old for it now, but if I was still a 10-year-old kid, this would probably be my favorite show on TV. I can see why it's so popular. This new collection features Ben Tennyson going up against, well, a lot more aliens and monsters. It's what he does. The show doesn't offer up a ton of variety in its offerings, but it is always fun to watch the different alien designs and different creatures they come up with. So on this DVD, you get 5 new episodes, plus a bonus episode, and the regular special feature of the Alien Database feature, which, of course, clues you into who all the aliens are and what they do and all of that. Now, getting into the stuff that my kids enjoyed, we have Dora the Explorer, Dora's Big Birthday Adventure. This was a huge hit with my kids. I must have watched it now about 300 times. It comes with a nice pop-up cover and a sticker sheet, so that's fun. The kids enjoyed that, but really what they like are the 3 episodes that are on here. Now, normally Dora comes with 4, but the Dora's Big Birthday Adventure episode is one of the double-length adventures, so you really are kind of getting 4 episodes here. You also get Dora Helps the Birthday Whistle and Whistle Wishes. Of course, every episode here themed around around birthday wishes, and the Wizzles, who, of course, are the wish givers in the Dora universe. In terms of extra features, you only get a pop-up DVD game, which is what you usually get on these. Like I said, my kids really love it. Following that, we have Nickelodeon's Happy Halloween, which is, of course, another huge hit with my kids. They love Halloween, so cartoons about Halloween are always a great thing. And this is one of the awesome compilation discs that Nickelodeon puts out. So you get Halloween-themed episodes of Dora the Explorer, Go Diego Go, Wonder Pets, Yo Gabba Gabba, Blue's Clues, and Ni Hao Kai Lan, all of which my kids love, except for Blue's Clues, which I think they've just simply outgrown a little as they used to love it. But even so, when I put this disc in and hit play, they'll watch all of them in a row, including the Blue's Clues episodes. So there's really nothing bad about this release at all. There are no extra features on it, unfortunately, but with 6 episodes of different cartoons and different shows that my kids love, who's complaining about that? Next up, we have 3 separate Barney releases. We have Furry Friends, Let's Play Outside, and Music, Music Everywhere. Now, Music, Music Everywhere is actually one of the compilation DVDs that the Lionsgate and Hit Factory put together, Hit Entertainment put together, and that is it includes episodes of Barney, Thomas and Friends, Bob the Builder, and Kipper. A lot of times they'll put 5 or 6 different shows on here. In this case, you get a bonus episode of the new Angelina Ballerina computer-generated animated series called Angelina's Musical Day. What I like about this disc, though, is in addition to the variety, you also get a bonus CD featuring 5 songs, 2 Barney songs, 2 Thomas songs, and an Angelina song. So that's a nice bonus for the kids. In addition, we have Barney Let's Play Outside and Barney Furry Friends. These are both themed episodes. Barney Let's Play Outside, of course, is a summer-themed episode, which features playing outdoors and games and kites and all that good stuff. So you get about an hour's worth of episodes there, plus a game, which, of course, is pretty standard for the Barney releases. Furry Friends, of course, is about pets, and according to the box, they'll teach you everything you need to know about how to learn to care for your pets. That's a bit of a stretch, but it certainly does give kids an insight into taking care of animals, how to treat them, stuff like that. And when you have 3-year-olds and you have a dog like I do, this is actually a really good one to put on for them. And they enjoyed it quite a bit. They love seeing the animals in the show. 3 episodes here, running a little bit over an hour, and of course a game as your bonus feature. Nothing new there. Speaking of Angelina Ballerina, next up we have Angelina Ballerina Love to Dance. It's an all-new DVD, and it's the first, that I know of anyway, computer-generated Angelina Ballerina show. Now, of course, I have a boy and a girl. My boy found this not so exciting. My girl was enthralled by it. Dancing and computer-generated mice, she's all there. Of course, here you have a CGI cartoon about dancing mice, and of course it's about friendship, and it has lots of girly things and glitter, and it's a lot of fun for girls. I think boys will find it pretty boring, even with the computer-generated animation. But it's about an hour's worth of episodes here, and in addition you get a game, a music video, and a karaoke video that your kids can sing along to. So that's kind of a fun bonus there. Next up, we have Madeline's Halloween and Other Spooky Tales. And, of course, this is the Madeline cartoon, which both of my kids have actually started to enjoy quite a bit, even if I think it's a little girl-themed. But 5 episodes, 1 actual Halloween episode, and then 4 kind of, Halloween-themed episodes, things like mummies, haunted castles, and, of course, the Spider Lady. So it's actually, I like these Madeline cartoon discs from Shout Factory, as it runs almost 2 hours, and that is pretty cool. No bonus features, but again, I'll take 2 hours worth of materials over a game that my kids really don't play any day of the week. So if your kids like Madeline and they like Halloween, which I know they do, this is worth checking out. Finally, from Scholastic Storybook Treasures, we have a read-along DVD, Rosemary Wells' collection, Max and Ruby. Now, this isn't the Max and Ruby that's on TV now. It is, but it's not the exact same animation. This is a slightly more simple animation. These are older stories, so your kids might be thrown off a bit if they already watch Max and Ruby. These are narrated stories. Actually, the narration is by Maggie Gyllenhaal, and some of them, and of course other people as well. But they are definitely worth watching if your kids like Max and Ruby, and especially if you're trying to teach them to read. It's a 2-disc collection. You get 8 episodes. In addition, you get some great special features, including Spanish versions of 2 of the episodes, which is great if you have Spanish kids or your kids are learning Spanish. There are 2 interviews with Rosemary Wells, a visit with Rosemary Wells, and a music video, and a read-along, and of course you can also talk about the stories, which that's a feature on there, which is great if you're trying to use this for more educational purposes. And I like the fact that it's kind of a read-along thing, which is a little better than just watching a cartoon. So all in all, a really good group of releases here.